Ooh. Oh, look at that. We got a Deer State mofo here. Look what I'm smoking today. UF-40 thing, yeah. From Deer State, yeah. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me put my filter on, because... Boy, this Instagram, boy, it's got all kinds of filters. Welcome back to the Padilla Garage. Let me hit it one more time. All right, we back here in the damn garage. It's cold as a motherfucker. Texans didn't want to even go out there. I think they had school day and shit. Whew. It's cold out here in Texas. Staying warm with one of our friends, Liga providers over here, this UF-4. Every once in a while they hook me up. How you doing? Thought I'd come out here, taking a break from packing. Just get a quick sip. Oh, by the way, if you haven't seen this, lady that worked for me gave this to me as a gift. I thought it was pretty cool. It does say Padilla on it. I don't know if you can see it. But you can actually hold your cigar and have a sip. Whoa, if you don't catch yourself on fire. Like an Eskimo in Texas. That's what the Deer State guy just said. Listen, it's fucking cold out here, okay? It is cold out here. I don't give a damn what you say. I was in the Rockies last month or a month ago. It didn't feel that cold. Out here it feels cold. Out here it feels cold. That's all I'm going to say. Well, we're going to warm it up with that filter. I don't know what this filter does. Ooh. All right. Sorry, now I'm playing. Oh, shit. Oh, my lightsaber. Oh, that's... 1,000 Padillas can't be wrong. I don't know what's going... This is... Oh. All right. I'm having too much fun with these filters here for you. Ooh. All right, let's get it settled down. Oh, Valentine's Day is coming up. We still got a few of those. We sold out of the other one, but I'm releasing more of those January Cigar Vixen samplers. $49.99 free shipping. You get the unreleased Padilla 88th Aniversario made at AJ Fernandez. Fantastic cigar using Pelo de Oro. A few of the vintage reserve. These are 2 years old. I mean, it should be called the vintage selection because it's really tremendously well-aged premium tobacco. So I say check that out. It's actually on the website now, the January Cigar Vixen sampler, man. What am I doing? I'm getting in the mood for Valentine. Oh. Hey, you don't like Star Wars? All right, let's bring it back to... Bring it that radar. Oh, damn. Whew. It's no joke cold out here. You think first or before? You think first? First are the real deal. 88th Aniversario is excellent. Well, thank you. I agree with you, and many people who have smoked it agree with you, and that's coming from AJ here in a few weeks with everything. So be on the lookout for that. You say you had a release date for the 88. Whenever it comes up, gets shipped, gets packed, it's ready to come up. It might ship up Friday. That means a few days to get up here, the whole thing. I give it a few weeks before you might see it. Oh, Mike in WP says smoking a Victor Reserve right now. Okay. I'm smoking a Drew Estate UF-40 Liga Provider. That was sent to me. Very nice of them. I was going to do that video today where I talked about medium filler, short filler, and all that stuff. Damn, wind coming in. You see that? You see my fur getting all... Whoa. This morning I woke up and the ice. It was ice on the damn car. It was incredible. This thing was iced up. This place was iced up. Anyway, um, yeah, I need to explain to you so you understand medium filler and how important it's going to be in your life moving forward, because premium cigars, expensive cigars are always going to sell, but as we're at home for the as we're home more and more, obviously 2020 was the case, people smoking more cigars, and this economy is taking some time to get back, and we're all trying to be cautious financially. I think you're going to find more short filler coming. Why do I say this? Because I've been in business almost 20 years, and I've been through the Great Recession. I went through the big federal tax increase on importing premium cigars. I've been through the pandemic. I have to say I'm smelling some similarities, some things. Not that the housing market and that's not nothing to do with it, but the fundamentals are just something ain't right with the finance without getting into the whole thing. So what happens there? You start seeing trends change. I think the combination of the regulation FDA with the economy and things of that nature, you're going to see some changes in what you might find. Not so much in the brick and mortar. They're always the slowest mover on these things, and I can understand why they want to sell higher price points and all that stuff, and that's fine. But long filler, mediocre tobacco, I'd rather not have. I'd rather have a medium filler with the scraps from a premium cigar, and I've talked about that in the past. And now it's good to see companies like Drew Estate that I'm smoking doing the factory smokes. We do the fumas. We sell quite a bit of it. Excellent cigar for money. Curivari, a small little brand out of Nicaragua, does some great stuff. They're doing some nice short fillers. So there's some nice things that are coming out there. At the same time, I'm talking to you about, doing these short fillers and doing all this stuff. Well, yeah, we also have a little pricier cigar coming up at the 88th, working on the Poetica. That'd be a little bit more in the price point, higher price point arena. So, as I tell you that, I'm also releasing some other cigars that are a little bit heftier, a little rarer in the tobacco we use in there. And there's a place and a time for all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you want a great everyday cigar that delivers, is consistent, and has top tobaccos in it. The most important thing is what are the tobaccos being used. And when I dissect a short filler for you, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about and be able to see, okay, wow, there's not a humongous difference sometimes when it's done properly. What's called a Cuban sandwich, which is the longer leaves as opposed to picadura, which is just chopped up leftover little things, like almost a roll your own cigarette looking thing. But that's not what we do, and there's companies not doing that either, doing better stuff. So I think you're gonna learn something there, and you're not just hear some bullshit guy, some bullshit gringo talking about him being a master blender because he's been there for 5 years and travels to Nicaragua and bullshit like that. Fucking cares. Means nothing. Means nothing. Thanks to my friend the Bourbon Barrel or something who sent that over. Very nice. Very nice. So, anybody got any questions? Maybe before I do my thing tomorrow or the next day, where I break in and to speaking about medium filler and Cuban sandwich and short filler and all that stuff, so you can understand a little bit. Let me know. Yeah, I got some content on YouTube. Yeah, put it up. Follow us on YouTube. I don't know. They say that's the thing. That's the future. Maybe it is. I don't know, but it definitely is more video oriented, so it's easier to scroll through and look at the past stuff. I posted a couple things in there. That's where I post more. There's more things on Padilla Cigars on there, going back lots of years. It's interesting to go back and see some of those interviews. It's pretty funny. So, yeah. Again, I'm just here smoking a UF-40 from Drew Estate, Unico Liga Privada series again. Nice. I like it. I smoked plenty of these. I was fortunate to smoke the Liga Privada before it was released. I wish I would have kept those cigars that he gave me, my friend Jonathan. I don't keep many cigars. I think cigars should be smoked. Like I went to Marvin Samuel, he's the co-creator of Drew Estate, and at his wedding he had like these specially created flying pigs and came in a cool little box. Those things didn't last more than a week. I was like living in Miami Beach, going down the beach. It was like, let's smoke these puppies. Boom, gone. Yeah, cigars should be smoked. I mean, some people are collectors or whatever. I don't really. Maybe I'm around them too much. I don't know. I just think grab them and go. Cigars are designed to be smoked. Same with like these people that collect these like cars or it's Ferraris. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's designed to sit in a garage. I think you got to go out there and enjoy them. Same with a cigar. Not designed to sit in a humidor. So that's my advice. Smoke them if you got them. And if you don't, smoke somebody else's cigars. That's what I would say. It's not bad. I got an actual heater down here in my legs, thank God. Because now this week, and I think into the following week, the state of Texas decided to go into winter. All of a sudden, it's like, boom. Before, it was like, 50s, 60s. It was nice. It's over. But if you've been watching, you know that I'm also moving on. And our shipping still remains here, but I'll be back where we were in Florida. MSB 179 says, I just don't like the idea that I won't have any left. Well, we live in America, so you can always go down and buy more. I don't think that's too much of a thing. I do have a lot of cigars, and I have a big stand-up cabinet humidor, and I have an even more humongous one in Florida. Big like commercial thing, almost for a store. I'll have to put up when I settle in down there. Show you. I usually smoke them till I have one, then sit on it until it's time to say goodbye. Yeah. Whatever your preference is. I just, like I said, over the years, I wish I would have kept at least one box from each production. The only thing I do try to keep the consistency, the relevance, is from every production that comes up, keep a box, pull it aside. We mark it, we code it, so we can pull from and make sure that it's there's a consistency. So, yeah, working on some interesting stuff. I think you're gonna like. I like this UF-40. Smoking a UF-4, sorry, Unico series, Liga Privada. Oh, I heard over there. Pretty nice. Tastes nice broadleaf on this. Hey, get out of there. My dog's in the freaking garbage over here in the garage. Appreciate it. JFP Cigar says going to carry the whole line, short, medium, or long. It's great stuff. Thank you. And yeah, I don't know. I don't use Facebook much. This retailer's asking me to get on there and do the Facebook Live. I don't know. I just think it's too much social media all over the place. So, man, it's really, it can be overwhelming. Now you got like Snapchat, TikTok. I don't even know the other ones. Uh, Instagram just seems to be the easiest, and Twitter very occasionally. Unfortunately, I forget about Twitter. It's like a full-time job doing this whole damn social media crap. Um, for me, I don't really have any rhyme or reason, as you can see by these videos. I just freaking, I'm bored like you. I'm in the garage smoking cigars. So I got a nice warm fur coat. For the OnlyFans. Oh man, I'd probably get a lot of requests there, wouldn't I? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Every time I wear this Stetson, I just think of like the New York State Police troopers, man. I don't know. They have like that same gray one, like that. License and registration, son. Very weird for New York State. I don't know. But this is actually, this is no hipster shit. This is the real deal Stetson. This is the Cattleman series. Made in USA here. Yeah. Pure fur felt. And this is this style that was not used by hipsters. This was actually like, they were telling me the cattle barons, when they come over here, places like Fort Worth, the stockyards and stuff back in the day, turn of the century, whatever, they didn't need such a big hat, so they made this thing. Gray hat. See a lot of hipsters out there with it, so I will put my battery thing on. Yeah, this is really working really effectively. Let's see if this thing's battery pack works here. Come on. There we go. All right, sorry, you didn't notice that way. Got nothing to say. Anybody got anything to say? Because I'm enjoying this cigar, and I don't have much to say. Well done. I don't talk much about what flavors are in a cigar, but if you drink wine, and French Pinot Noirs, they have this like slight dark cherry tobacco-ish finish. It kind of reminds me of that on the finish on this thing. I believe this has a Brazilian binder that they use on these. It's interesting. Probably for Brazilian. Got like 3 people left because I'm just sitting here smoking a cigar in the garage. This is what technology has allowed us to do. Amazing. What was I saying? Oh yeah, back in the day when I started, I met Jonathan Drew and became friends with him. And at the time, they didn't have Liga Privada or any of this stuff. They were trying to venture in more traditional cigars. Well, I remember at the time he asked me, as they were very successful with the flavored stuff. Oh, we got AJ Fernandez cigars, John. Dímelo. Que hola? Uh-oh. Let's see who's on here. Oh, we got trouble. Let's see. It's damn cold out here in Texas. That's all I know. Oh, he declined. He did a snap, and then we got a decline already. I'll click you on. Anyway, yeah, he asked me if they should maybe start a new company outside of Drew Estate because they were a little afraid that it was too familiar with flavored cigars. I was the opinion, and I was wrong, that maybe they should do a separate thing or whatever. They decided to obviously go forward with Drew Estate and pulled it off very successfully. And the rest is history. So I got to taste the pre-production Ligas, which were very nice and interesting to see the pre-production bands. We haven't seen it. You can kind of see how it inspired these. So, and then we got AJ Fernandez Cigars watching over here. They're like, oh, how the fuck are we still making cigars for this motherfucker? Talk about starting from the bottom. Now we're here. At least one of us is there. Mm. Tell you a story about that guy. Oh man. Whoa. That mofo. Yeah. I think I said it here. Over 10. Vigilando. Yeah, watching. You know, hookers watching to see what's going on. Let's see. Radio request from DSP Cigars. Let's see. This guy should be on there. Uh, that was interesting because at the time, now everybody wants to make cigars. AJ. Oh, look at here. Who we got here? We got the man himself with a nice blue blazer.
How are you, my friend? Good seeing you.
Good to see you. How are you?
Good. So I'm gonna have to cave and not get you on Facebook, and we're gonna have to go ahead and do this on your favorite channel here.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I have Facebook, or it's too much, man. It's too much. I gotta hire somebody that does all this kind of stuff. It's just a lot with this all this social media now.
I know it's a full-time job, really, man. It really is.
Yeah, crazy.
It is. But you know, thankfully you're on Instagram, and conversely, I need to do more on Instagram just to shake it up a little bit. It's not difficult, so. Thanks for having me on. I'm as you know, a huge fan. I think
Somebody said it's Lex Luthor. You know, Lex. Was that from Superman, Lex Luthor, or was it? I forget.
So we're gfpcigars.com. We definitely we're a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of everything you do. I like your approach a lot. The no nonsense, call it like it is. Some people may have issues with it, but that's their problem.
Really? I don't know why.
That would be their. I mean, about your approach, because you're very direct and you know, in your face kind of thing, and I like that a lot. So
We try.
yeah, so the that's right. The quality speaks for itself. Your experience speaks for itself, and we're happy to we're happy to carry your line. It's
Thank you.
tried and true, and hopefully in the not so distant future, since you're going to Florida, we'd love to hang out with you one of these days and smoke and smoke.
Absolutely.
You're gonna be in the Miami area.
I will not be too far.
Good,
I'll
good.
be more where the fishing is better.
Good deal, good deal. So yeah,
So show the people your sketching talents. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get on there. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna sketch you, Lex Luthor, some other people, and get it on here.
there you go.
I'm gonna be. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sell my prints online. It's a good idea. Is this what's his name? AJ, because AJ Fernandez Cigars is watching. That's Frankie Santos. Maybe it's Frankie on here. I don't know who it is. Abdel. Last time I saw a picture of Abdel, he was eating good at this Spanish restaurant we all go to in Miami.
Huge fan of his work as well. Just fantastic.
He's the guy making the shit for me. He's the guy. He's the guy way back in the day. It's kind of funny because now they're like, "Oh, you're making stuff with AJ, motherfucker." I made shit with this guy before you even want to even see this guy walking down the street. Yeah, he had a character partner at the time too. It was interesting, but the guy always, regardless, back then, took a different approach that a lot of people didn't. And I think that was the key to success, you know, because at the time, the internet was really kind of the slow-moving business, and the internet was the cigar stores were kind of getting frustrated with the internet, and if you sell online or whatever. And Cigars International, the guy who owned it at the time, Keith Meyer, this guy, he sold it later on. Sharp guy, came from Wall Street, knew how to raise the capital. And he was really one of the instrumental people in kind of introducing AJ to me. And we worked on many projects together that we did for CI. So people were getting fantastic cigars for amazing prices back then. We're talking over 10 years ago. But he never took shortcuts, and he didn't have all the resources, but he would buy tobacco that needed more processing and more time, and he would take the extra time to process the tobacco, even though at that time, a company like CI, value oriented, was, you know, squeezing on price. But instead of just cranking out mediocre stuff or a subpar stuff just to like, fill a thing. Okay, if you're only going to give me this much or whatever, he took the opposite approach. And to save money, he would, buy tobacco that would take time to be cured, and really like it was a lot more work that was involved in doing that. And recently, I got the chance. Somebody gave me an old Padilla made by AJ, which one of the girls in my office called the Burberry because it looked like the Burberry clothing pattern. And I said, we don't want to get no Burberry attorneys suing us because we're calling it that. But it kind of became kind of that name, and it was a figurado. And I smoked it, not expecting much from it, and it was fantastic. It was incredible to still smoke it. The key to him is not just having a factory, but how much he knows about pre-industries and working the tobacco. I mean, he's probably become the best, if not one of the best down there, and young guy.
Yeah, it's great to see so much consistency, and also his approach, and the humility that that he shows, that you know what I mean? It's
just
really,
like me.
Right. It's really refreshing. And I want to thank you again for allowing us to work with you and partner with you. We focus a lot on boutiques, and while I don't necessarily consider yours a boutique, you're
We are very much. Well, we have different segments.
It's one of the bigger of the boutiques, I guess we could say. Right?
We've been around for a long time.
Correct.
I mean,
Correct.
brick and mortar, it's hard to find because I never built up that sales force. It just didn't happen. I took a different route. I went with the flow. Later on when it works, or we sell a lot of cigars online, we were like, "Oh, were you thinking about the new strategy in the digital area?" I was like, "No, I was just going where the fucking sales were." It just, And I think part of it, Jeff Bezos maybe doesn't admit it. I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm talking about Jeff Bezos." But you go, he started selling books. He was a Princeton grad, all this, and I think he had a business plan where he foresaw some things, but a lot of it kind of he went along with the tide, and that is the key, I think, to successful businesses. Don't fight what you know. Go with where the business is taking you. Learn from it, adapt, and go forward.
I concur 100%. I've been smoking a long time, 35 years plus, and I have developed a decent palate. But as a company, we're a young company. We've got a long way to go. And where we'll end up as far as whether we're going to, get into an actual brand of producing cigar or not, we're not there yet. We'll see. But just wanted to hop on and say thank you, not take up your whole.
I got nothing to say. I'm just smoking.
Live moment here.
I'm smoking a cigar in the garage with a fur coat, while today is nice and cold with a heater in between my legs. Thank God. I was by the Home Depot, one of my favorite stores. Yeah, I think the Home Depot should sell cigars. That would be great.
That'd be interesting.
I'm gonna approach them just to see what the corporate says. They're gonna get all weird. They're gonna be like, "Well, it's tobacco and it's this." I'm like, "Listen here, man. I just saw a bunch of trucks pull in like I did this morning, waiting to buy stuff, and those motherfuckers look like they smoke cigars. And I bet you anything that would be great. Should do a Home Depot cigar for them."
Never know. It could happen. Never know.
I think they need to think differently. They need to have like a craft beer section with cigars and try it out in a different section. That would be crazy.
There's a lot of people that need to think differently. We're in some pretty amazing times right now.
Yeah, things have changed. Now we're all talking to each other over these phones and all this stuff. And in a way, it's good. In a way, it's bad because social interaction in person is a big part of cigar smoking.
Sure.
And one that but at the same time, I've had a little bit more time to talk one-on-one with people like you. Yesterday was a guy that hopped on, younger guy from Michigan, just started smoking, and I encourage you. I don't care if you request it, as long as you don't go crazy. Put it on. Just kind of curious to talk to them to see what it's about. And I smoke everybody's cigars. I try to smoke friends a friend of mine owns this company, and
Sure,
he's done well, and I
sure.
enjoy it. And then other cigars, other companies I don't even know as well, they're doing good stuff, and there's a lot of there's some good cigars out there in the market right now. There's not like it's just to me it's like okay, that's a great cigar, but it costs $20. Is there something better there for that price point? Who's putting it out? Like the regular AJ line for the money is fantastic. And you say, well, you make the cigars with AJ, then what's he gonna do? Well, like the 88, that's a very small production stuff. I mean, he'll tell you right there what he's got in it. That Pelo de Oro, the stuff he's
It's
got in
great.
there. If
It's
he came
great.
out with it, it'd be like a gazillion boxes that all his retailers would want from him. For
Sure.
me, we can get away with doing a more controlled production, which is more realistic on what's really available that he can really do in any kind of real
It's a fantastic cigar, man.
quantities.
It's a fantastic
Thank you.
cigar. It really is.
Well, I talked to him the other day where he's getting back, and we're working on something right now, which we kind of I had to stop, which is the Padilla Poetica, and some people might have seen the band and some stuff, and really a premier line. So I've got like two different worlds. You got one, I want to make sure that I introduce an everyday great $2-3 cigar, and then on the other extreme, some stuff using some really rare stuff that I have access to through AJ. So it's like two worlds, but I think right now, being so many consumers are looking for quality cigars, and I see a gap in the I see a space that used to be filled by the online guys, but their overhead and things like that have become so large that I don't think the value stuff they're putting out there is as great as it used to be. Like AJ, at one point, if you didn't, a lot of people now discovered AJ, but back in the day, when he was making stuff for me that we were selling at CI, man, if you were a customer back then, you were getting some fantastic cigars that I think the rest of the cigar world was missing on and whatever. And he still does some great stuff for like their diesel brand and stuff like that, a little higher price point and stuff. But, things change, things evolve, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
So,
I think that your approach is great to have affordable, quote unquote affordable, and then a higher price point as well for those that want it.
well,
I think that's great.
I think I've mentioned it here. A couple of companies, kind of where they started. One of them being Padron Fumas, the Cubans down in Miami.
I remember those.
It's interesting to see brands in different categories, whether it's Italian immigrants that might have bought a certain pasta that was in their local area, or different immigrant groups, and then for my being Cuban, my group, it was cigars in the Cuban cafeteria. If people have been down to Miami, the Cuban cafeteria, getting un cafecito, a Cuban coffee, that's like what you do in a day. You have it many times in a day, where in Italy it might be just for breakfast or whatever. We have our version of the espresso. And, one thing about Cuba that people need to understand is that it is probably the only country, no, it really is the only country where the population really had a culture for smoking cigars. This wasn't so much the case in Dominican Republic or Nicaragua or things like that. Cubans smoke cigars, and still, they have to get the shitty fucking stuff left over. They don't get to smoke the more premium stuff that's exported because of the whole fucking bullshit of that dictatorship down there and how they are financially. But Cuba has a culture of smoking cigars. In Nicaragua, the average person, Hoya Nicaragua's been around for a while and all that stuff. That's great, but the culture, the history there was not so much for cigar smoking, really. I mean, it was very, very little. Cuba is really Cuba and Europe, ironically enough, are the two places where the biggest cigar culture took place, and then the United States. I mean, the amount of manufacturing of cigars that was done in the United States is humongous. And hopefully when I get back to Florida, go down, take a tour of Key West, and then maybe Ybor City and Tampa, so you can kind of see like the history there. There's a tremendous amount of cigar history there. Huge amount of history there of cigar making. I remember I took once a scenic trip. It was on a train from Chicago to San Francisco. Pretty cool. You go through the plains, then you go through the Rockies, and you go through the Sierra Maestras into San Francisco. It's cool. But I remember I got out, big double decker with a sleeper and the whole thing, and I got out and stretch your legs. They let you see a little bit for a little bit before you get back on. And I remember seeing an old sign that was a cigar factory. I'll never forget it. And it was all the way there. There was a lot of cigar manufacturing from New England to the Midwest to all that area, Northeast. It was incredible. And Pennsylvania had a huge amount of cigar smoking
Oh yeah,
manufacturing.
yeah, definitely.
So it's a big history in America that people forget. And at one point, it employed about 1 million Americans. When the capital was Cigar City, it was
Right.
huge. And before that, it was Key West. And you see these Key West, the cigar makers' cottages, which are now been turned into like these little Airbnbs where these immigrants used to live and the whole thing.
Yep, it was a humongous industry back then.
But now now we still make cigars in America. One small production down at El Titan de Bronce, thank God. And there's so much paperwork that's involved that people don't know to manufacture cigars in the United States. So much, they make it such a headache. It's such a shame. And it wasn't like that. And people don't think that about cigars being made in America. But it was a huge industry at the turn of the last century. So
Sure was.
So you got this website. You started this website. You're selling online.
Correct. It's gfpcigars.com, and it's this, as you know, the being in business 35 years in the real estate space, and you were touching on it. I guess what 2008 started to look like in similarities. I've seen a lot of things come and go, but I've always been extremely passionate about tobacco, about cigars. From watching my grandfather when I was a very little kid, and we're originally from Montevideo, Uruguay.
Oh, okay.
So the connection.
Good meat.
Sorry.
Good meat.
Great. Yeah, thankful. Good meat and great football players. But so the connection between one hemisphere and the other, and the tobacco and that is not, I can't lay a flag and say, hey, I'm of Cuban ancestry. We've been growing tobacco for generations. Mine is all passion and dedication.
That's fine. There's nothing, some good friends of mine, I mean, my friend John, crazy motherfucker, went down, to Nicaragua from, New Yorker. But he lived down there, started a factory, did this whole thing. Well, he got some story.
Yeah. Well, my wife is Nicaraguan from Granada, Nicaragua. It's a country I really love a lot. It's a great place. Actually, we would have been there already except for this craziness going on right now. And so we're growing in a grassroots way, and learning and listening to people that are far more experienced as yourself. It's a passion. I have a young family, and it's something that I'd like for to be able to leave some kind of legacy for my daughter Sophia, should she choose to embrace it. So that's what we're doing. It's we're a lot of the mostly boutiques, and I just wanted to come on and thanks for having me on and taking the time. So we'll see if we can do the live here on Instagram, so it'll be easier.
All right, so check out our friend here. Tell them the website again and your name again, and who they should reach out to if they looking for some nice boutiques online.
Definitely, my name is Gustavo Placeres. The website is gfpcigars.com. That's the logo, gfpcigars.com. Proudly carry Padilla, and we will have more in the coming days. So yeah, we're excited about it, and honored to be able to work with you, and I look forward to seeing you eventually in a warmer climate.
Yeah.
And see how we can collaborate on more things.
Yeah. The fur coat's nice, but I'm ready to take it off.
I understand completely. Yeah. I understand. So I'll let you go. Who do we got in the cigar? Someone said cigar. Hey, how are you?
Gustavo, the cigar holic. I guess you got a fan there.
I guess so.
Somebody said they're going to check you out there. So hopefully go check it out. Our friend here.
Good deal. Appreciate it. It's not the reason why I hopped on, by the way. I honestly wanted to say hi and catch you because I can't get you on on Facebook. So we're gonna do it here
No,
because we need it.
I'll try to do that thing. I'm sorry. I like.
Whenever you get to it, we'll do it here on Instagram since it's easier for you. It's something that, honestly, I've been doing too much on Facebook, not enough on Instagram. That needs to happen. I also, we're gonna get on YouTube. It's a whole, as you know, it's a full-time thing with social media, and there's a lot involved. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
be.
mean, I don't. I just, I'm first we're on Twitter and Facebook. We've got quite a few people. I don't do the Twitter as much anymore.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, I was never a
but
huge fan either. Oh, from Amendola, good deal. Good Amendola guys, good deal. Good
all
seeing you.
right, all right.
Jeffrey's a
There
good,
you
good,
go.
good,
So I
good guy.
mean, old people
Yeah.
on
So,
Facebook, young people on IG and YouTube. That's what Mike and
well,
WP.
I'm gonna be 56 next month. So whatever. Hey, 60 is the new 40, 40 is the new 20. Whatever. What are
I
you
don't
gonna
give
do?
a damn as long as you got a bank account and a credit card. Yeah,
That's
give it to
right.
me.
That's right. That's
Oh,
right.
I don't, I mean, yeah, you hear that, but there's still quite a bit on Facebook. I mean, people are still on it quite a bit. I don't get a chance. I forgot the code for this. We got like Padilla Cigars on Facebook, and
You do. You do.
but I think it's linked up with the IG, so I think, you know,
Yeah,
uh,
it is. Once you post here, cross posts over there, and all that. So we'll
but the Facebook now, that's what we're trying to do. So subscribe to Padilla Cigars Facebook. If you have a Facebook, our friend over here, GPF.
GFP,
GFP, I'm
GFP,
dyslexic there,
G,
sorry.
GFPcigars.com.
GFPcigars.com. Yeah, the YouTube, I think, might be a little better for the video format, but I don't know. Who knows what's next? Social media is moving.
It's always, a million miles an hour.
Yeah,
Hello,
looks like
Leo.
a lot
Good,
of people know
good
you.
seeing.
There's another guy here, Leo Stone for GFP Cigars.
Thank you, Leo. Appreciate that. This wasn't planned, by the way. Again, because of these great guys and gals that have supported us is the reason why we continue to grow organically that way. We don't advertise or anything like that.
That's
So
great.
it's pretty interesting that they would even see me here because I just browse, watch, I listen to everything you say, but I
Oh,
don't
sorry.
post. I just post pictures and I haven't really done much on here, but that needs to change. I need to do more on here because there's a whole new world
Well, I
that
mean,
needs to be
so
addressed
you
as well.
focus on a bunch of boutique stuff online.
I think that the big guys, like you, I smoke well, I smoke everything I can. That I think
Good.
is
Everybody
I
should.
right. You have to have an open mind
Oh,
and try everything. But I like to focus a lot on the boutiques because I think it's a very important part of the industry that needs to be shared. As a small business, I support small business, and it's there's we know that a lot of these small companies, a lot of these small boutiques, when they didn't jump on the bandwagon of either social media or advertising online, what have you. A lot of them went by the wayside, and there was a lot of great companies that are still around now that need, you know, as a cigar smoker of 30 plus years, I'd be remiss if I said, look, I'm not gonna if it's not this brand or that brand or that brand, I don't want to hear about it. That's having a
yeah.
closed mind. And there's a lot of great tobacco out there, and a lot of people that work very hard in sometimes very difficult conditions to be able to bring us this pleasure that creates unity even through these mediums where we can't be in person, but it creates unity. We put food on their table, roof over their head. It's a wonderful karma effect when we pick up a cigar and smoke it. Should you take on the thought process of seeing how deep it goes all the way back to when that seed was planted and the ground was worked and tilled, et cetera, et cetera. It just doesn't stop. And
There's a lot of work.
the result of the friendships all across the world through this medium is and because of cigars is fantastic. So that's what I'm passionate about. What we're going to continue to do, and you're a shining light as far as I can tell,
Shining light.
um,
Where,
as it relates to
where?
quality, consistency, experience, and also moving forward I think that it's the, the certain brands like yourself that come not only because you're Cuban, not just because you're Cuban, because you've taken a heritage and worked at it. You didn't just inherit it and it dropped in your arms or in your hands and poof, Padilla was born. You worked at it. You continuously work at it, and
Well,
that essence and that passion and that worth ethic is what continues to drive you forward and gives you the homage that people should give you, as a brand owner, in my opinion.
well, I appreciate that. I, a lot of people try to pawn themselves self off as this master blender thing and this and that. I've worked with Pepin Garcia. I've worked with Oliva. This is before they were really got to the point where they got. I worked with AJ before all that. I worked with Aganorsa. I worked with Raíces Cubanas. Many of them I still work with before where they were. There's one small factor I'm doing something with that maybe some people don't know about. And then, these have become bigger and this and that. My cigars in the U.S. or in brick and mortar environment is not readily available. We sell a lot of cigars though. Um, and we do have some great retail partners, yourself, some other more traditional brick and mortars that have gotten what we're doing. When I see something interesting, like now I make fun of the Privada cigar thing and all that. Some people might see it. And I met this guy reached out to me when he started 3 years ago, and now he's built up quite a club, or Sam Lucia with Stogie Bird with his club and stuff like that. And it was interesting to see because some brick and mortars are just doing the same thing. And in this day and age, there's so many brands and people are looking for, hey, I've kind of heard of this. They're always curious. They're always interested. And it's become the last place to find the newest thing, to be honest with you. It's a shame. And I wish more retailers would be open to it. But if people knew what it took, you got to have get an independent sales guy and all this who's going to maybe push the brand and blah, 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 and convince them. Then you go over there and you sit in a car and you drive around, you visit all these accounts, you try to connect. I don't know. It sounds to me kind of dated, and now with technology, that isn't necessarily. You can get your message across with a brand now more effectively through technology, and I think brick and mortar is important. Always will be. There's nothing like being able to go to a place where you can smoke a cigar or kind of interact with a cigar at the beginning. But I think people
100%.
are looking more for places like what you're doing, where you can kind of curate the cigars and help guide people,
You hit
and
the nail on
offer
the head.
stuff that they might not find everywhere. So it's a nice alternative to those things. I mean, when I started in the business, you can go into Morton Steakhouse and light up a cigar. I mean, and
Right.
it sounds like whatever. Now I'm in a garage. Now you can't go so much to a lounge, or they're packed, or they're limited seating. So things have changed, and we got to continuously adapt.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and
And you hit the nail on the head. Curating is, again, I don't consider we're a small family company. I don't consider myself an authority by any means. I only say that everything that we carry, I smoke first, and if it's crap, we're not going to sell it. I don't get caught in just the marketing, flashy colors, and that kind of thing. I just go directly to the tobacco and let
sure.
that speak for itself. And either it passes or it doesn't. We've been fortunate. We've had the growth that we've experienced has been very organic, continues to be so. We continuously focus on the community and building that, and doing exactly that. If someone says, "Hey, I'm just starting out," or "I haven't smoked in a long time, where do you think I should start?" And then we go about listening to that person, answering their call, answering their text, whatever it is, and addressing that question or need as best we can, and it's working. And also getting that product to them in the correct humidified, properly humidified and temperature condition,
Yeah.
where when they get it, it comes. They get something, a package in the mail. It's exciting, it's fun, and then especially when it's been dialed in as much as possible to what that person likes, you know, within reason. It's an experience that it's just like going to a restaurant and having the chef come out and say, you know, generally, what do you like? Do you have any allergies? What, you know what I mean? And they say, look, I got you guys taken care of. I'll take care of your dinner. I'll
I'm
be back.
allergic to
And then,
bad cigars.
there you go. So it's sort of like that, and it's working. It's working,
Great.
and it's working. It's working because we partner with people like you that provide a great product, and also are nice guys behind the scenes, and a pleasure to work with.
Nice guy. Oh, sure. I think a lot of people would disagree with you there. Oh my goodness. I don't know.
I'm not patronizing. I'm calling it like it is, and you know, the fact that you say and you're direct and with certain things is a huge part of why I believe in your brand as well. So there you go.
I appreciate it. You know, I enjoy smoking cigars. You know, I think as people smoke more and more, they might open their taste buds, be exposed to more and more, and see some different things, some different cigars. I believe when the cigar smoker first starts smoking, he obviously is pushed to well-known, established brands.
Sure.
And usually they're like,
We all
you
are.
think that the more you pay, the better quality you're going to get. And then as you discover brands, you realize, oh my God, there's some great brands at this price point. Holy cow. And then you discovered other things, and you discover more your everyday cigars. And then you discover, you know, special occasion cigars, you know, and things like that. And now I mean, I have a friend who smokes a ton of Opus Sex, and you know, he does very well. He's stock market, the whole thing. But now he's really into discovering all these amazingly well-priced cigars. You know, so
Definitely.
you know, keep
Definitely.
exploring. Looks like somebody there just made a comment about Cigaraholic says got more core line product coming in next 2 weeks. Gustavo, hope we can get more product in with you, bud. There you go.
Good deal. For everyone that jumped in, thank you, and it's an honor to be with you, Ernesto.
Thank
Hope
you.
to see you
Likewise.
soon. I won't bogart more of your time. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk soon. I'll reach out to you, and we'll do this on Instagram.
So one last time, the name of the website is?
It's GFPcigars.com. This is the logo.
GFPcigars.com. Check them out. Got some very nice, well curated online cigars. You're just strictly online.
Strictly online. We support brick and mortar as well, wherever we can, however we can. We have a local brick and mortar that has his own line from the Dominican Republic. We support him. We carry his line as well. So wherever we can help that in that regards, we do that as well, because again, it's a full global effect, and whoever we can support, we support in that fashion as well.
Well,
so
I'm on your support, and we'll do it. We'll do it again. Hopefully, I can come on your thing. I'll take a minute and try to get on there and on the Facebook thing and do it on there. I also need to just spread out a little more. You know, like I've mentioned, I'm in the process of just wrapping up here in Texas, even though part of our business will stay here in Texas and shipping and stuff. But you know, yeah, I'll be hopefully no more fur coats for a while.
I understand.
And
I understand.
So thanks for coming on. And
likewise, thank you for having me, Ernesto. We'll be talking soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, bro. Be well.
Take care. Take care, sir. Bye-bye.
All right. Gustavo from GFPcigars.com. Check him out. Cool stuff. I appreciate it. So, I don't know what else to say. Got a little bit of this cigar left here. I've been smoking a Unico series, a Liga Privada Unico UF-4. Yeah, nice cigar from our friends at Drew Estate. Recommended. I don't know if this is a little bit harder to find one or not. I'm a little spoiled because I get a little bit hooked up with these, but yeah, I mean, you've heard about them, you know, good cigar. So, you know, check them out. Check out GFP Cigars, GFP_cigars on Instagram, and he just put the Facebook address there if you're watching. Follow him. There's some people, like GFP Cigars that have come on and are willing to try some different boutique stuff, but I think might be a little harder. The space in the average brick and mortar sometimes is limited. I get it. They need to sell what's working, especially right now with the times how they are. Makes sense. But if you're at a point where you want to try and experiment and check out some different boutiques, and you want someone to kind of guide you through it, this gentleman Gustavo at GFP Cigars is a good one. Smokes everything, like somebody made a comment earlier, and really gets into the nitty gritty, and so glad to be a partner with him. We had AJ snooping around. I think he's gone. AJ's gone over there. I'm not sure. We got him on here. AJ and Sean, we got AJ. We'll see if we can get AJ doing a live here. Where he's there. And my friend Jonathan Drew. See if we can get Jonathan Drew in there. Jonathan's going to have to come on with attorneys, because if he comes on into the Padilla garage, fucking attorneys over there going to be like all sweating. They're like, oh, what's this motherfucker going to say? Oh, it's a big company. They got to, watch themselves. I hear you. This is one of the best things about just being a small boutique company is a little bit of freedom. Ain't nobody watching me in fucking a garage. I've noticed people are like, hey, watching your thing in the garage and all this shit. It's pretty crazy. Like, AJF Cigars is still, I'm listening. Wax Poetic. Love AJ. Fantastic. Yeah, let's see if we can get Mr. Abdel on here on Instagram Live. Amazingly enough, it's easier to get a hold of AJ in the middle of a tobacco field in Nicaragua than some motherfuckers out here with all this cell phone shit. I don't know. Nicaraguans have some great cell phone reception. But, yeah. AJF Cigars, if you're listening, let's set up a time to get Abdel on here, maybe Frankie on here, and talk about a little bit about what's special about this Padilla 88th Aniversario. If you've bought the sampler, let's set it up. Yeah, well, he's at the farm, so that's what we'll do. We're going to do an Instagram Live. We'll announce it ahead of time so you can go. And AJ, can walk us through the process and tell you a little bit about, what he put in this Padilla 88th Aniversario, because he's very proud of it. I don't blame him. It's got this seed strain called Pelo de Oro, which is an old Cuban seed strain, very hard to grow because it's very susceptible to a lot of the diseases that tobacco plants get, like blue shang, mold, and the fucking all kinds of critters want to eat tobacco. I don't know if you've been a gardener and shit like that, and you got to spray shit on the leaves and all that. To fucking it is fucking work. It's a lot of work. I'm just here in the garage. He's the one doing all the work. Seriously. No, but when it would be interesting to kind of not only have him live, but then later on talk a little bit about the Padilla Poetica, which we should have released last year. Pandemic happened. It's a pain in the ass with the label printed in Holland, the best printers. And I just said, let me just put that on hold. Plus, it's going to be a very high-end cigar. It's not no bullshit. AJ's got the best broadleaf wrapper, in my opinion, in the game right now. And the fillers, everything, all his tobacco. The factory is like impressive, and it's big, and it's got swimming pools in the back, and it's got this. I don't know. It's got his own like fucking Magic Kingdom castle probably back there, all this shit. But the most impressive part is the tobacco inventory. You do not make good cigars without good tobacco. And that shit takes a lot of time, a lot of resources, and a lot of know-how. So that's what he's got. That's what we reach out for. That's what the partnership is about. And if you smoked his regular line, I mean, the regular AJ line for the money, you can't really beat regardless. It's like you like broadleaf, you like Cameroon, you like whatever. It's unbelievable. I mean, sells a shitload of that. Yeah. So AJ, if you're listening, not Putin, but AJ, and Vladimir Putin's probably listening too. He's like, what is this Padilla guy with this fur coat? What is going on? Like KGB trying to roll up on this garage. Well, German Shepherds are waiting. Yeah, that'd be good. So maybe we set up something live. with AJ Fernandez in the tobacco fields in Nicaragua, and you guys in the farms, and you guys can kind of see. I think I don't know, been no problem talking to him through WhatsApp. Shit. Call my buddy in New York. It's like, I'm losing you. I'm losing you. I'm like, what the fuck? How you losing me? You making it up. It's like breaking up. And motherfuckers like in Nicaragua in the tobacco field. It's like, what? How are you? Oye, Padilla. You know? You know, where you say 907 Sincere says, would you say more companies care about packaging than the tobacco? Some, without mentioning any names, even though I'm prone to it. You know, marketing has its place. We can all talk about that. You know, there's different things that different products do. Look, Rolex is nice. I got it. But the Casio keeps better time, is effective, and I don't feel bad if I bang it up. And tells better time. But at the same time, there's a certain element of heirloom. You pass down a Rolex, or you achieve something. It's more than just a watch there, So, when you do something like we're introducing the Padilla Poetica, it's going to have top rare tobaccos. But then the packaging, where it's printed, the label, the boxes, everything about it will be top tier 2. And I think the two things have to work in balance. It's not just one. At the end of the day, if Ferrari looks beautiful, but it sucks in performance, like who cares? Or same with that, or things depending on different products. But I think when you get a cigar, a special cigar, I don't believe in this bullshit like, oh, we don't care about the packaging, we're all about the tobacco. I don't believe that just 100% either. I believe that the two things have to come together, but the packaging can't add so much to the price. I think it has to be in balance, and you have to know what you're doing there to be able to execute that properly. So there's a balance in price and whatever. So I don't know. So there you heard it first. When is the cigar coming out? That's hard to say. Hopefully before the end of this year. We are now in the blending stages, if you will. So maybe here, because of Instagram Live, and hopefully we can get AJ down in Nicaragua to show you a little bit of the tobaccos we'll be using. So it might be the first time that end consumers can tag along and see what it takes to go from the beginning of making a super premium cigar to its final release and all that. And maybe hopefully pandemic is over and maybe we throw a big party in Miami. Yeah, come on down. I don't know, I'm talking out of my ass right now, but it sounds like a good thing. I just made up a whole marketing plan just talking shit in the garage right now. But it sounds good. I think it sounds good. I don't know if you guys would be into that. But if you're watching, let's see if I can show you what it takes, what's involved to go through the whole stage of what's the concept. With something like Padilla Poetica, you'll be able to see the sketches of the bands and things like that, be able to see how that relates to the end product, how it's all interconnected, and you'll be able to kind of see the creation of a super premium cigar. And then, if you keep following, maybe we throw an event down in Miami without my German Shepherds that you hear in the background. And yeah, they got bow ties actually. They all black tie. They want to go to the party. They can't. They'll be muzzled. But yeah, I think that's a cool idea. So AJ F Cigars, if you're listening somewhere up there, if you're watching, I thought they were gone, but they're like, yeah, still listening. Yeah, he's got all his marketing people back there. It's like, what's Padilla doing? I see a lot of that marketing department, Charlie. Like, I didn't notice. I just hear it for some friends. They're like, oh, watching. Like, what the hell am I doing in the garage talking crap? It's like we started some kind of noise or something for some reason. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. So if you can't go, we can't go to Nicaragua right now. Next right thing is technology can take us there, and hopefully you can do an Instagram Live with AJ Fernandez, and you can see some of the farms. And then when we get ready to get blending, we've picked the style cigar we want to do. Want to use a broadleaf. Why? You'll see once we do an Instagram Live the types of tobaccos that AJ has, especially particularly this broadleaf. Puffing with Pun, Detroit in the house. Yeah, Detroit line. So, I don't know, keep watching. I'll try to announce it ahead of time. Not been too good. Once we set that up with AJ, so hopefully we can we can virtually take you down to Nicaragua live, and you can see the farm, see his operations, see the amazing stuff he's done, what he's built in an incredible amount of time, and then I don't know. When you smoke the cigar, you will actually see everything it took to take it from the beginning to the end, from the tobacco to the printing, and maybe I'll get the guys from Vrydag in Holland on here live, and maybe you can see all the work that's involved in printing these very serious labels. I mean, you should see this shit, the amount of work it takes, the amount of detail that they do. So spread the word, let people know. Subscribe to the YouTube channel that I have now. Started putting some content. Haven't been very good at that, but trying to get that up there. And you'll be able to follow the progress as we do this very ultra premium. Hate that word, but that is what it is. I guess people are like now the term for these supercars, McLaren and Ferraris and all this shit, but this is what it is. This is the top tier stuff. This guy's got the tobacco that's just amazing, the know-how and everything. Very fortunate to be part of that. So hopefully put that together. And there's my daughter saying, "Get off the damn Instagram live." All right, that's it. So you heard it. We had gfpcigars.com. Check them out. Nice curated boutique selection online. And then we had AJF come on here, see if we can hook up doing that virtual tour of AJ Fernandez's farms and where the new Padilla Poetica blends are going to be coming from and what we're doing. We got different things going on over there, but it's all about the tobacco. Tobacco, the know-how, the discipline, and making execute. I'm just here in a garage with a fur coat. The magic happens down there. The know-how is really down there. Yes, I know a bit, but it all happens down there. So anyway, that's it. Anyway, hope to catch you guys later. Hope you enjoyed our talk today. Adios. I'm almost done with this Liga Privada UF-40 from our friends at Drew Estate. So be well. Adios.